Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode here, guys, of Dreadnoughts. We are, in this particular battle, using the British Dreadnought-I, the Dreadnought 1 design. As you can see here, a tremendous amount of massive Mark III guns here, guys. I believe that each ship actually is going to be having 10, count them, Mark III guns. Now, these are massive guns, and hopefully what we're going to try to do is take out an entire enemy fleet. Now, here's the problem. If we take this battleship instead of the USA test ship, we are only going to be able to build a single one. Our little monster. And I've built it already, so let's hope that it does well here on the open ocean. We're going to go ahead and launch, and I believe that we're facing the Spanish. I could be mistaken. We'll take a look here, and hopefully maybe a more appropriate enemy like the Germans or the Austrians. I'd love to see that, see if we can't take out an entire fleet of the enemy with our monster, or if she just sinks to the bottom of the ocean without much of a fight. And we are fighting the Austro-Hungarians, so with the Marlborough... Oh, yes, sir. The Marlborough, we're heading right towards the enemy. I just lost every English subscriber right there. Thanks, guys. We're going to push north and hope for the best. Right now, I'm not going to be doing many changes on the ship, but as always, in an Agrippa Maxinius video, we shall return when the fighting begins. Battle begins, my friends, and we've already taken a nasty hit to one of the casemates, potentially putting one of our guns out of duty, and also potentially starting a fatal fire here. Now, the Marlborough is firing with those guns. What we want to do is turn her here so that she can face all guns towards the enemy target. And the one we're targeting right now is that enemy warship right there. Another interesting thing about the Marlborough I want to show you guys, if you look at the decks of this ship, she's quite short. It's a long ship, but in terms of the actual height of the ship, it's not a very tall ship. We've only got 2 decks pretty much. We do have a 3rd deck there, but it only makes up a portion of the actual ship here, the command center, etc. So this thing sits right on the water. It makes it a little harder for the enemy to ping us with these shots unless they're right on target. We have put the fire out. That is good news. I'm going to keep on targeting that enemy warship. I really think that's going to be the target to go for right now. But without a doubt, we need to power forward. We need to actually keep moving towards the enemy fleet. We need to get a lot closer right now. And in fact, if we're looking at the speed, we are going at flanking speed. We're going at the fastest speed possible right now. So I'm going to try to make the best of it, actually turn towards the enemy. These guns, as you can see, are still positioning. They can still do damage, still fire at this distance, but I'm just trying to close in so that we can get the best shots possible. There we go. Another group. Let's target the warship, as a matter of fact. Send some of these Austro-Hungarians to the bottom of the ocean. I still don't feel we're close enough. Let's see the distance there. See, that's over 5 kilometers. It's just under 5 kilometers. We want to be in the range of like 2.5 to 2 kilometers, at best. And even then, we're probably not going to be getting most of our hits, but at least we'll be within range of enemy ships. Come on, baby. Come on. Still a little too far away for us to actually damage her. Switch fire over here to our original target. She is dead ahead of us, but maybe it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And actually, maybe that warship is a better target right there, because she's directly ahead of us, where she can only be engaged by these 2 frontal guns. See, that looks awfully close. Awfully close. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Oh, yes! There we go! Destroyed the main gun. Instant flooding and a fire, guys. You don't mess around with a Mark III. It almost took out just a chunk of that ship. We get multiple hits with these Mark IIIs. They're going to fall right through the enemy ships. You notice a lot of times with the Mark Is, especially the Mark Is, they'll ping right off the enemy ship. The Mark IIs, maybe 30% chance or 40% success rate, but these Mark IIIs, they rarely fail. If they hit the ship, they are going through the damn thing. So I'm going to keep on firing at that warship. I might want to switch targets here pretty soon as we get closer. But another thing I'm going to do here that before I select another target is I'm going to switch direction. Let's see the distance. 3.9, not close enough, guys. I know it's nail biting. I know you probably want me to turn already, but I ain't doing it. Fortunately, we got a fire going again. One thing I might do is switch targets here. Let's fire at the Vels. Again, going for those guys directly ahead of us. A lot of fires on board here. We need to make sure that our crew keeps that under control. We can't only be a terrifying ship because of our guns, we should also be a terrifying ship because of the repair speed of our actual crew. everywhere. We're going to have to change our plan here a bit. I'm going to push the Marlboro this way, and I'm going to start targeting these guys. Got a destroyer over here. Gun is on fire. We've got to at least go out of this battle sinking some enemy ships. We can't just leave without doing any damage. That's unacceptable. Whew, that was awfully close. These guns, also the Mark IIIs, take a long time to turn. It's not like turning a Mark I to aim at the enemy. This requires work, which is why I might have actually slowed down here to half speed, trying a little bit of a different approach, giving our gunners time to aim, time to load, etc. Come on, baby. Aiming at the wells, he would have actually gotten an okay shot. Maybe we should aim at the wells. Let's do that. It's right in front of the target we're going for. So a nice target of opportunity here for our guns. Majestys' ship. Well, His Majesty's ship, actually. This is World War I. What am I talking about? Wasn't it only the end of World War I that Queen Elizabeth was coronated? I could be mistaken on that. World War II, I should say. It's the end of World War II that Elizabeth was coronated, or even maybe in the 50s, slightly after World War II. Look at that light cruiser. The Genial, it's badly damaged. But again, now we have to focus on the wells. The Genial is kind of getting away from our zone of control, as it were. We can even call that a zone of control. Oh! Just not good enough. We're going to turn even more hard right. Lack of speed is not improving our accuracy. I'm going to go ahead and push her back up to flanking speed. We can at least avoid some of the enemy guns. There we go. Nice little fire started on the wells. Marlboro shall not go down without a fight. However, in this particular battle, it's also said that the enemy fleet cannot retreat. So even if we start doing very well on the enemy fleet, perhaps in campaign mode, they would actually retreat if we sunk a few of them. In this battle, we're probably going to end up sinking because they will not give up. Every single one of them will fight to the very end. That's the kind of shape we need, or sort of formation we need to do damage to the enemy ships here. All of these guns are going to be able to fire at once. The problem is it also leaves us very open to damage. Come on, Marlboro. You can do it. Make the Duke proud. Oh, nice. We got some flooding. We got some flooding. Engine damage as well. Fire on the engine. That's the kind of hit we need. As you can see, guys, on the wells, major flooding on the bottom decks. But being, side to side like this with enemy ship, it's very easy to get destroyed. Just have to make do, keep on firing those guns, and try to get the fires under control. You can see they're burning all through the ship. Usually if, the fire's on the top deck, it's not that big of a deal. When it's burning all through the ship like this, it can become a serious problem, a threat to the entire integrity of the ship. Because again, if it does that, like damage the casemate and set it on fire like it just did, then it makes the ship a ripe candidate for a massive explosion. Destroyed the torpedo. Wow, so they do have some torpedoes here on these cruisers. Another fire there and destroying the main gun of the wells. I'm going to keep targeting him, man. We've got to knock out at least one of these ships. That's the enemy torps coming at us. I don't think we took a hit because we don't have any flooding, but we do have to watch out. We need to be ready to turn at a moment's notice. We see those things off in the distance. Turning even more, folks. Even more. Give them that 10-gun salute, boys and girls. Yes! But we'd be able to damage her. It'd be nice if we end up going through and damaging another ship and casemate destroyed on the wells. It's going to cause some problems. However, looks like some of the ships are popping smoke here to try and avoid the heavy guns here of our ship. Yep, one of the light cruisers there popping smoke. single gun's still operational. That's pretty much the only good thing about our ship right now, because she is burning up due to all that enemy fire, but plenty of operational main guns. Maybe. Oh, so close. I think we're going to have to switch targets. Yeah, I think we have to switch targets. Let's fire at the Giri. It's because he's in such a situation, such a position that it's harder for us to actually hit him. So I'm going to fire here at the Giri, but with all this smoke support from the enemy, it's a little bit harder for our gunners to actually find the targets. There we go. We're going to turn in a little bit. The damage to the funnel can certainly occur just with our secondaries, but it's not really going to damage the ship too much. It might slow her down. Focus fire on the Carl 6 now. Oh, that looked like a perfect hit, but not a single hit on the Kaiser's ship. Looks like most of the fires are under control, but again, they can get out of control very quickly. And we can see on the top there that the structural damage our ship took was definitely significant, guys. This was no simple structural damage. Half the ship pretty much burned up just from fire alone. Come on, baby. I'm going to slow down again. We've got to give our guys a chance to get these shots off. And I'm actually going to swing wide a bit. That was so close. So close, man. And I think I will, focus fire here on the wells with a damaged ship. Let's try to take out some of these damaged enemy ships. Try and sink a few. Of course, to win this mission, you have to sink all enemies. That seems like a hell of a feat to accomplish. Ooh, I didn't like that one bit. Missed again. Come on, Marlboro. Got every single one of our guns trained on the wells now. Let's see those huge Mark IIIs. We could put it on aggressive fire as well, which means that the guns would not fire in unison. The guns would simply fire when the guys load them. Make it a little faster, but wouldn't be in unison, so I'm not sure I want to actually switch to that. I think I'm happy keeping it on the standard fire like we've got right now. There we go, some flooding, massive fire. Destroy the funnel. Just huge damage to the wells. Look at that, man. The rudder damaged as well, so we've slowed her down. If we could get hits like that every single time, we would knock out the whole fleet. Absolutely. Wells is in trouble. We've got to turn the Marlboro once again. Not even sure he can make this turn. Yeah, it's a pretty sharp turn. He's going to go for it. No torpedoes as far as I can see coming our way, so that's one good thing. Amazed that thing is still floating. Hopefully another volley or two can finally knock her out of the fight. Oh, man. Come on, guys. Didn't spend enough time learning how to actually aim these guns. Even at speed. I mean, we have lowered our speed just to give them a chance. They have spat in our face. There could be a court-martial in order here if you don't sink this ship, boys. our first kill and try to sink a second with the Jinyu. It's also a much smaller ship, so much more susceptible to serious damage from hits from a Mark III. Let's see, we're just not tagging the wells properly. I don't think I'm going to waste any more volleys on her. I'm going to switch fire to the Jinyu while I can, while we can still get some decent shots here. Obviously, these Mark II guns, they're not going to last, or these Mark III guns are not going to last forever. Eventually, stop being able to use them pretty much. See the loading time there for those guns as well, man. It takes so long for these guns to actually load. I'm hoping just the existing damage on that ship might be able to drag her down alone. Here we go. Those are the big guns. Oh, just barely missing him. All right, big guns are almost ready to go. Here we go. Again, just getting very unlucky with our placement there. It's just dropping just short of the Jiri. I'm not sure if we have to get a bit closer or if it's just our aim that's a bit off here. Get another volley if we're not close. There we go. Destroyed the funnel fire. Yes, destroyed main gun fire. I'm telling you, once we get into distance with these ships, our Marlborough is a beast. So I'm really going to try to actually turn towards them at this point. We'll throw some more fire at the wells here. There are existing guns, but obviously we're trying to cause a massive amount of damage here at the other ship too. You know what, actually we should probably keep it on the Jinyu for now, just because our guns are aimed that way already, and moving these things is not easy. Not an easy feat. Ooh, so our ship can eat up a lot of the damage, even from Mark IIs. It can pretty much eat up just a good portion of the damage here. I'm going to change our fire to aggressive. So again, this will be a little bit faster, but not in tandem with each other. It's a different way to obviously approach this battle. Our bed is damaged. Yes! Engine 2, massive flooding. Engine 1 and Engine 2, actually. Now we'll switch fire here to the wells. If we're going to go down, we might as well try to take a few of the enemies with us. Yes, we destroyed a torpedo, causing a nasty fire. Looks like maybe a little torpedo explosion in there as well. Let's take out the wells, boys. In His Majesty's name, we shall not go down without a fight. So again, it's fire at will mode at this point. We've pretty much accepted our situation. Our boys refuse to surrender. It's just fire at will. Ready to fire, let it go. Really do want to go switch that fire to another target. We got torps on the way. I'm going to slow down completely. I'm stopping the ship. Stopping the ship because those torpedoes could pass right in front of us. Oh, man. Okay, nice. Destroy the funnel. I'm hoping we get out of the way. Those torps, one went past. Let's see if we can avoid the other one. Maybe not, folks. Maybe not. Main gun destroyed. I mean, this thing is so close to going down, but she is surviving. And it looks like we got out of the way of the torpedoes. We've got to increase that speed. No way we can keep that the way it is. one more good shot and the well sinks. We're gonna aim that way. I'm gonna go this way. Of course, the Marlboro back on fire. They're destroying our funnels, making it virtually impossible for us to keep on going. Because we can't really pump out any actual smoke from the engines to really get this thing moving. But I'm not giving up. There we go. The wells is sunk. Now we're going for the Zhrinyi. We're out for blood. We are out for blood, my friends. Completely turning here. Really giving our broadside. In fact, if we were smart, we would go ahead and fire here at the Schwershot. Problem is, of course, just trying to damage this thing all the way down and sink him is virtually impossible at this point. Let's take a look at that. Wow, what a beautiful ship going down. At least we took one with us. If we could grab two, I'd still be very happy with that. But, of course, this was a nasty little fight, man. Enemy did a great job there. Might have the biggest ship or the biggest toy on the playground. Doesn't necessarily make a difference. It's the motion of the ocean, folks. You've heard this all before. It is the motion of the ocean, not the size of the boat. Yeah, the Schwershot is not getting hit at all. Let's switch fire to the Kaiser Karl. And obviously, I'd love to go for the enemy battleship over there that we need to take, but I doubt we can do any damage to it. Boys, fire at will. Might as well go for the Zhrinyi. Try to take another one down with us. Maybe we can keep the enemy anchored here, saving their men until one of our friends, our friends in the Navy, arrives. The Royal Navy is aware of the situation, so maybe, just maybe, they'll come to our aid, folks. Only if we could take out this Zhrinyi, knock out two of the enemy ships, would our Navy even consider responding. Give it everything you've got, boys. The rescue ships are ready to go. We need you to give it your all to the very end. Big guns reloading there. They're about to fire. Nice, nice. Little fire, some flooding as well. Incredibly. On the actual Marlboro, being such an absolute beast, and of course not being particularly tall, we don't actually have any flooding on this ship. The problem is the fires, of course, are going to keep the crew busy, keep them away from the guns, etc., and potentially set some ammo on fire, destroying everything, but we just now took flooding due to enemy torps, but the entire battle, we haven't had flooding on this ship, and that's one of the benefits, of course, of having this ship so low to the water. With the flooding. If you've got a taller ship, it's much easier to kind of penetrate, get through her, and start sinking her. Man, brutal. And now they're getting some really nice hits. I'd like to think, though, with the water damage the Zhrinyi is taking, it would still go down. There we go! Ammo detonation! That's what we don't want to happen to us, but it just happened to the Zhrinyi. Let's hope it's enough to take her down. I don't know if it is, because we are on our last legs here. We're now starting to take flooding damage from the actual torpedoes. She's going down, sinking. Beautiful, boys and girls. We'll switch our fire to the next light cruiser. Again, we're going for the least tough of the enemy ships to increase the amount of ships sunk. Again, we're not going for the bigger ships. We're just going for numbers at this point. That's a brutal hit. Not going to survive that. Actually, let's focus on the Kaiser Karl. The Kaiser Karl 6 here. A nice political statement also for us to take out that ship there. Or at least damage it, make it difficult for this thing to get back to port. Make it limp back to port. There we go! Destroyed a secondary gun. Just a secondary, but started a little fire on board. Again, you see there, guys, the fire on top deck. Not nearly as serious. Not really going to affect that ship. It's when those fires starting in the middle or the bottom decks that you have real problems. And at this point, our ship is completely stopped. The Marlborough has been stopped at this point. This is as far as she's going to go. The men are truly fighting a losing battle now, just really trying to cause as much damage amongst the enemy as possible. But you can see the ship is even dipping below the waterline on that right side. Look at that, guys. The waves overlapping here on the beautiful Marlborough. Can we at least take down one more before we sink to a watery grave? I really hope so. I really hope so. The Kaiser Karl, though, is smart. He's actually turning towards us so that he doesn't have his side turn towards us, which is a very good move on his part. And I am focusing on the Kaiser Karl. I'm not going to switch fire to the battleships at this point. We've selected our final target. The men are getting the rescue boats ready for the eventual unstoppable surrender. We are going to have to surrender here. Let's hope the Austro-Hungarians show some mercy. Hoping they'll see that we fought bravely to the very end, and that alone is reason to take our men on board. You can see we also got a fire ripping through the center of the Kaiser Karl. So that could damage that ship, make it a little harder to get back to port. But so far, she's not in serious damage. There's the Marlborough, boys and girls, and down she goes. Let's take our naval caps off here and at least admire the excellent battle there. If we retry this mission, we can actually do it a number of different ways. So essentially, I took the Dreadnought 1. This is what we did, which is the British Dreadnought. We could take the USA Dreadnoughts. This is, I believe, the only American ships available in the game at the moment, and you can build 3 of these. We've also got the long Dreadnoughts over here. You can build 2 of these, or we can go for the wides, and I believe these are also 2. So there's a number of different real approaches you could take. We took the big boy, the 600 crew, 10-gun Dreadnought, and I like to think we put up a pretty nice little fight there. Made sense to me. Did you guys like the video? If you did, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much, folks. Let me get on to building my next ship.